Hello, this is Cindy. Welcome to my channel, and today we're doing a one-sheet wonder, and we're making this really cool portfolio that has lots of pockets. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pockets. This is a modification of one that I found online, and I kind of added my own little twist to it. I'm going to tell you, I've done this several times now. I did it with an original, this was the array it was originally presented in the video, so that you had a very large portfolio that you could then use. My problem with this particular piece, just like this, is that 1, it doesn't close very well. 2, it's 6 inches in width, and I can't put that in any of my journals, because my journals are 5.5, so it's too wide for my journals. And it's only, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know, actually this was supposed to be left open. I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't the same number. It was a smaller number of pockets. I think it was only 4 pockets the way she had it originally. So anyway, that was my original, and I didn't like really how it came out. So then I tried it with a smaller piece of paper, thinking that that would work just as well. And so this was a medium weight cardstock. This was origami paper. This was a 12 by 12, and this was a 10 by 10. I liked the concept better. I had my 2 pockets here, 2 pockets here, 2 pockets here. So that was 4, and then a tuck space 5, 6. And I thought, well, that works a little bit better if I wanted to put that in a signature, or as a page within a journal. Let me grab a sheet here. If I wanted this to be in a signature like this as a fold out, it works, but I don't know, it still seemed a little bit less. Seemed to me I should be able to use a 12 by 12 on this. So that's when I developed this one. And this is the one we're going to make today. Now, I made this one out of heavy cardstock, and while it's great for these little extra tags that you can make, it's too thick to put into a signature. There is a lot of paper in here, and it just doesn't work as well. So if you're going to do this with me, which I do hope you are, because this is actually very easy, and all you need for it is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, glue, not this glue, I want this glue, my Fabri-Tac. So you're going to need, or you can use art glitter glue or whatever it is. When she made her original piece, she used 2-sided tape. I don't like 2-sided tape because I don't think it lasts very long. I prefer the Fabri-Tac because I think it's a little bit more permanent. So I'm using Fabri-Tac, but you can use whatever closure feels good to you. I've also used, you're going to need a cutter of some sort, and I'm using my scoreboard today to make some of the scores on here. You don't need a scoreboard for this. You can figure it out without, or just do it with measurements. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is cut this down to 10 by 10. Sorry, I have another project that is getting in my way here. So we're going to cut this down to a 10 by 10 sheet of paper. And you're going to end up with a 12-inch by 2-inch strip. That's okay. Just set that aside. Turn your paper 90 degrees. And you're going to cut down again so that you end up with a 10 by 10 square. And you're going to take those 2 leftover pieces, and we're going to set those aside for a moment. We'll come back to them. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is fold it in half, point to point. Easily enough done when your paper cooperates. Okay, folding it in half, point to point. I'm going to go ahead and burnish that because I'm going to need that in a bit. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to come in at, now I wrote down here 4 3/4, so let me double check this. Glad I double checked it because it's 4 5/8. I know, it's an odd size. So you come to 4 and then 5/8 right there, and I'm going to put a score line. And you could, like I said, you could do this with a ruler and just kind of go from there, 4 5/8. Or if you have a scoreboard, you could do it with a scoreboard. Okay, so now I'm going to open it up and I'm going to fold inward on that line. There we go. So now I have something that looks like this. So I had folded it in half. Then I scored at 4 5/8 and 4 5/8, and then I folded it in half. I opened it up and I fold those two flaps in. Now, you can score along here if you would like. I'm going to do one of these scored and one not scored. It comes out to, I don't know, doesn't really matter. I'm just making sure that it's all level here. And I'm going to score straight across to make that particular fold. I'm going to fold it backward. Done. I don't need a scoreboard for that. I can actually just take this and fold it backward. And done. Okay, all our folds are now done. I'm going to flip that over. I wanted it to be, nope, I was right the first time. This way. Then I misspoke. I have one more fold. I'm going to fold this down, and I'm going to, again, I'm not scoring it. I'm just making sure my score line and my score line, or my fold line here, line up so that I have a nice straight edge. So now I can bend it this way, or I can bend it this way. So I can do this as my pocket with those as the inside or whatever. So that's all the folds. So let's get rid of the scoreboard. Oh my glory, that was far more complicated than it needed to be. I'm going to go through it one more time real quick with you. Because this is like an origami fold. So the first thing you do is fold your paper in half and make a big triangle. Then you take it and you score in at 4 5/8, either way, all the way straight down. You're going to open it up, and then you're folding in and folding in. So you have those. So now it looks like this. And then you're going to turn your corners up, so now it looks like that. Flip it over. Decide which is your top and which is your bottom, because this, once you make this decision, you're done. You're finished. And you're going to fold your point down to here. Now all we have to do is glue. So I'm going to start on, actually I'm going to start on this side because it's right here. And I'm going to glue this flap right down. I don't want this flap to be moving around on me. So I want to glue that flap right down. So there we go. That flap is now glued down. If you're going to do any distressing, this is the time to do it. Once you've got that flap glued down, now if you're going to distress, do your distressing wherever you want to do it, because once you glue things down, you're done. You're not going to be able to do much more after that. Okay, now this part, I used a little pencil on this part just to mark my points so I knew how far to bring my glue. Get that little bit of glue off of there. So I'm just going to come under here and I'm going to put a little mark here, and I'm going to put a little mark here. So I know how far up to bring my glue. And I'm going to start here and put a line here and a line up to my other point. So I've gone with glue, glue from point to point. And I'm just going to bring this up. I'm going to seal that in. Could I do it across if I don't want that flap? Sure. But I want that flap, so that's all set. So on this side, that's all the gluing I'm going to do, because now I have a nice big pocket here, and I have a nice big pocket here, and then I have a little pocket. Well, if I put it into a journal just like this, that would be a whole pocket, but it's actually 2 small pockets because we're going to bend this. Okay, now I have to glue these. And this one's easy. I'm just going to glue up. Oop, I got a bubble. I'm just going to put a line of glue up here to make my tuck space. And put that there. And I'm going to take the line of glue, I'm going to put it up here and make my tuck space. Now we're not done. We have these extra pieces, remember? So I have a 10-inch piece and I have a 12-inch piece. I'm going to take my 12-inch piece, and I'm not really measuring on this one. I'm going to decide how much space I want on either side. I could come right up to the end. I'm going to give it just a little bit of space. So I want to cut it right here. Grab my little cutter for this one. And I'm going to cut this piece right like that. Now I have, this becomes, that is not a level cut even a little bit. Let's try that one again. Let's try leveling that out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now I have a piece that will work as a journal card. I'm going to set that over there because I did not get this level or even. Let me try that again here. So it's going to be a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. Because now what I'm going to do is put it right in here. I'm going to do myself a favor though, and I'm going to fold it in half first before I put it in. And now I'm going to, so now when I put it in, it's already pre-folded and it makes it a little bit easier. All right. The paperweight that I am using works, I think, the best if I'm doing it as a signature page. If I were doing this as a standalone, the heavyweight cardstock works well. Okay, I'm going to nestle it right in there. Make sure I am level. Because remember, these are tucks, so you don't, and if you wanted to put notches in, you probably should do that before you put it in. Okay, and you notice I didn't bother doing it up the middle because I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. Okay, so now my portfolio piece is done. I'm going to get out my credit card piece here and make sure all those folds are nice and tight. Take it over and do those folds. So now my folds are tight. Okay, now I've got these extra pieces, remember? And I said we got to do something with these extra pieces. Well, this one I'm going to corner round, and I'm just going to do medium size, I think, on this one. If you are a longtime viewer of my channel, you know that I prefer rounded corners to straight edge, but it's totally a matter of preference. You do you. So now I have a piece, and I'm going to stick that one right down in here. And I have a long piece, and I can make some decisions on what to do with this. Now remember, this is my 10-inch piece left, because I used my 12-inch piece here. If you use your 10-inch piece here, you're going to end up with a little piece down here, and then you've got you play around. This ends, my final measurement on this is 5 inches by, well, 4 3/4, a little over 4.5 ish. So I have a 5-inch piece here, so I could just cut this in half, but I want a few more than that, so I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. And I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. And this part is totally up to you. You cut these however you want to. And I'm going to do go ahead and do my corners again. So I'm loving this corner rounder, except that I've learned that I should just plan to wear the pieces that come out. This one is, today it's being very good. But a lot of times with the heavy, especially with a heavier weight paper, it spits these corners and I end up wearing them. It didn't look like it came out quite right. And then for my little tiny one, I'm going to do little tiny corners. See, did you see that spit? That one didn't spit. It's also stuck in there. Here we go. Okay, clean up those things. And now I have a bunch of little tags that I can stick like that. This one fits very nicely in here, and this one fits very nicely in here. And I can put that one over here. So I have 2 of them in that one. It's really hard to see them because they are the same color. So let's do a little bit of distressing on them. And because these are going into a journal that's this color, let me grab that ink. Okay, this is Stampin' Up! Bubble Bath. And I'm just going to add a little bit of definition around the outside so that when I put it into the pocket, you can see it. See, there it goes. Do a little bit more. I'll just do this one on camera and then I will switch because they have started mowing over in the park. Although I am filming this on a Tuesday, it is in fact park time. There we go. So now you see how they go in. And then this is going to go into my, that's not my signature page, but this goes into a signature page just like this. I do have quite a bit of stuff here in the middle, but that's okay. Because I've used the lighter weight paper, I'm not so worried. This on the heavier weight paper would be a concern for me to put that into a signature. This is a nice standalone piece with all of the extra. And this one I cut the 12 by 12 and I left that one long and whatnot. So I have all these other pieces that can go very nicely into the edges. And then I can make bigger journal cards to go into here. You know, make a nice big journal card. Cut that down, make a nice big journal card to go in. So there we go. A really cool use of a 12 by 12 with extra little pieces and extra pockets. And we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little pockets. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you check out the next video, or I'm going to try linking it up in the corner. I'm not sure how well that's going to go. I haven't tried that before, but check out that video and check out the whole playlist. I have an entire playlist of what to do with 12 by 12s. So make sure you check out the playlist and see what else you can do with a 12 by 12. So if you're enjoying all of this and how this is all going together, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button to let YouTube know that you like it. That lets the algorithm get this out to more people. And make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you know when the next video is coming out. Till later, this is Cindy signing off.